Hey everybody, it's LavenderTowne, and today I'm going to be attempting the top Draw This in Your Style prompts on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. But first, a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video. This video is sponsored by MSI, and they're actually going to be holding a giveaway for the monitor in this setup. This computer and monitor is part of MSI's Creator Series designed for artists and designers. It has i9 Intel processors as well as an RTX 3080 for the graphics card, which any of you gamers out there know how incredibly powerful that is. And it can be hugely beneficial if you're working in large scale drawing or doing any sort of intensive rendering or video editing. It's just going to handle all of that so smoothly. Alongside the computer, they also sent the MSI Creator PS321QR, which is a monitor that features rapid IPS technology that allows the display's liquid crystal elements to switch up to 165 Hz, and it only has a 1 ms response time as well. The resolution is 2560 by 1440, and it meets high color standards by covering 99% Adobe RGB. I also enjoy the overall design with its perfectly symmetrical square base. I put the monitor and the computer to the test with my two most demanding games, and they both looked beautiful. The monitor also comes with this little magnetic hood that you can snap onto the edges, and it basically blocks out glare when you're in a bright room. It's kind of a small thing, but it actually allows your eyes to see the colors better, and it's really cool. If you want to join the giveaway for this monitor, please check out the link in the description, and thank you so much again to MSI. Our first prompt comes from Twitter. An artist named Celeste OC Parsley is the first one I'm going to be drawing for this challenge, and honestly I think this OC looks super cute. One of the things that really jumped out to me about this Draw This in Your Style is that it's a relatively simple drawing. I knew I was going to really enjoy drawing just like this straight up character pose, and I thought that her eyeshadow in particular was going to be kind of interesting because I never draw characters with eyeshadow like ever. Usually they just look like they've been crying hysterically and so they have red around their eyes, but yeah, never a pop of color like that. So the cool thing about these kind of challenges, these Draw This in Your Styles, is that it really makes you think about like, what does your style actually look like? I think a lot of us fall into habits where we draw in a certain way and we don't even really think about why we're doing about it or what makes it special. And I find that when you're really intentionally trying to draw in your own style, it really gets you thinking about it in a more a more abstract kind of way, so it's kind of enjoyable. So generally I try to stay really true to the pose. Obviously the facial proportions were going to be pretty different. I did end up coloring the lips because I felt like it was such a big part of the original drawing that I couldn't really ignore it, but I did it my own way, and then I had to put in my signature sort of like eye spikes and lots of little like detail lines. Doing that like bleached shirt was actually really difficult. I ended up doing like this little Gaussian blur to make it look a bit more diffused and more like actual like bleach stains, and then I just really enjoyed putting in all the little like tattoos and piercings and stuff. The colors are completely different in mine, mainly because I was eyeballing it, but also because I do feel like my style goes a little bit more pastel and a little bit warmer in general, which definitely changed the color of her hair. Next up is Instagram, and I ended up picking this character from an artist named Jay Yernsky. The character's name is Maple, and I just thought this character was super adorable, and I was really impressed with the extra like supplementary stuff that was added alongside the image. Like there were some more poses and expressions with the character, as well as a like sample of the plaid that the artist used for the shirt. So I knew that I had to really get the plaid correct because it was important enough to put the pattern in the actual Instagram post. I am notoriously not very good at anthro kind of art, but I really wanted to try it again. I think I find it tricky because the type of exaggeration I do in the face is very like human focused, and it can get kind of weird when you're applying it to like an animal head. I ended up making this character quite a bit more like curvy looking, I guess, just because I do think particularly with this pose and with this like skirt and the posturing of the legs, like it would be a total it would be totally against my style not to make the character's hips sort of a focus, and especially because I feel like deer characters are very fluffy on the legs a lot of the time, so that's kind of why I bulked out the hips a little bit more. I really tried to focus on coloring a lot of the lines for the line art as well, just because that's been something I've been doing in my style a lot more recently, and I wanted to sort of show that in this Draw This in Your Style as well. I tried to keep the colors relatively similar. Again, I'm doing kind of just a warm, I'm slightly desaturating the colors and I'm making them all just a tiny bit warmer, and I did that plaid texture myself with like a couple different multiply layers, and it was surprisingly difficult, but eventually I got the hang of it and I feel like it looks decent-ish. But yeah, this character is very cute. If there's one thing I really wish I could change about mine at this point, is I just feel like something about like the head and the face, the way that they're proportioned is like not quite right. I'm not exactly sure how to fix it, but maybe I'll play with it some more and see if I can improve it, but I really hope you like my attempt. Last up is the TikTok one, and I ended up selecting this one by an artist called A Lazy Bee. She's pretty popular, so I think that's why it was towards the top, and I was mostly just entertained by the whole pose and everything. I thought this one was a bit more elaborate than the other two that I'd done so far, and particularly with the like hat and everything, it just looked like something I wouldn't draw myself unprompted, so I thought it would be a really good thing to do for this video. Now I generally just decided to completely change the expression. Now you might think that that's kind of cheating, but look, the villain and evil is hashtagged in the description of this, and I just really wanted to go ham on that. I love drawing maniacal faces that are very extreme, especially when a character is supposed to be evil, so I really just couldn't help myself. I also wanted to sort of change up the hat. For some reason I couldn't really like get a sense of like what kind of hat it was. Like it looks sort of piratey, but then it's so round on the top, so I ended up kind of just making it more angular at the top, so that's not totally accurate. It ends up looking dramatically more piratey the way that I drew it. Hopefully that's okay. And another change I made was I made the tassels sort of fall over his shoulder rather than going along with it. I think that might have been originally drawn that way because there's supposed to be like movement, but I just really wanted to show like this, you know, the weight of the chords, and I just felt like I couldn't do that if they were all going in one direction up towards the arm, if that makes sense. I also had a lot of trouble like getting all the embroidery and stuff in. This is a very nice detailed design and very heavily rendered, very smooth, and my art style is very much not that. I really simplified the light butterflies or the fairies or whatever that's surrounding this character, just because I thought that if I rendered them as realistically as they are in the original, it would look very strange and out of place with my highly cartoony style. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I really enjoyed doing these and I had a lot of fun with it. I hope the original artists are happy with my attempts at their OCs, and thank you guys so much for watching till the end. I am currently running a Draw This in Your Style for one of my art pieces as part of the giveaway with MSI, so definitely check out the link in the description if you're interested in that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much to my wonderful patrons, including Neurocherry, Sunshine, Weekly Meat, Kelly Halsey, Kubaroshi, Moon Milk, Alana the Artist, Rylan Parker, Rylan, Kadaria, Something Super, Deadly Nightshade Art, Maria Vasquez, Astral Fox Art, Middle Z, Alilia Lur, The Espresso Poker Face, Morrissey Axolotl, Chris Strauss, Kai Kisser, Subaki, The Becky, Liliana Hammondtree, Yab Lavali, Angel File, Cutie Pie, Ruined Rain Crow, Rainwater Pearls, Ice Cream Pal, Lion, Valeria Louie, Nora Cornelison, Cola, Rachel Singh, Your Boy ST, JJ Jade, and of course, Lip Lip Lip.